Hey guys, welcome to the channel again. Josh from Offroad. I'm just gonna do a quick introduction of myself because I see I haven't done something like that and I'm getting a little bit more and more viewers. Alright, so I just want to cover a few things. Some of the things we're gonna cover is how I got into off-roading, why I bought the Jeep I did, and some just personal history about myself. So. Alright, so how did I get into off-roading? So I really wasn't any kind of a big off-road fan growing up. The way I got brought up into off-roading, I guess, would be more in line with just the outdoors. So when I was young, something that we always did was go camping. And my dad had I think it was like a 1970 something square body Chevy, and in that he would just take us camping all the time. And so I guess that's how my love for outdoors kind of started. Then from growing up with a lot of camping and just being outdoors, hunting, fishing, whatever, it was kind of more of a natural thing on, let's slowly get into off-roading. So from there is a off-road park close by. It's just like a mud bogging pit. It's called Yankee Lake Truck Night. We used to go there every Friday. For a while we didn't have our own Jeep to take out, so we'd just go up there and watch all the other guys run through the mud and stuff, and that is something that quickly grew on me. I liked the culture, I liked the environment around it. So I ended up buying my very first Jeep shortly after I got married. It was a 1976 CJ5. So I guess that's how my Jeep addiction, I guess you would say, started to snowball its way into a huge addiction. So we had that CJ5 for a little bit and we took it out to the Yankee Lake Truck Night. Then shortly after that we bought a Jeep for my wife. It was a 2012 Jeep JK Unlimited, so the 4-door version. And we had that for a brief period, maybe 2, maybe 3 years. And that Jeep worked its way up to running 37-inch tires. And from there, we started to venture into more like rock crawling type off-roading. There is another local park, Southington Off-Road Park. And that's how we started our real off-roading, I guess real off-roading as far as not just bashing through mud. It's more technical, more scenic. So we started with that orange Jeep. From there, the reason why we only had that for a few years is I decided to go back to school. I went to college for mechanical engineering, spent my time, graduated with my bachelor's degree. Right after I graduated, I knew it was time for another Jeep. One of the first things I bought right after I graduated and started working full time. So that's what brings us to this Jeep right behind me. It is a 2017 Jeep JKU. I named it JJ the Jeep. The reason why that name is, sure a lot of people seen Thomas and Friends. And it is named off of JJ the jet plane, since they are roughly the same color. So that's how JJ the Jeep got its real name. So we bought it. I think within the first month of owning it, I found some junkyard tires and wheels off of Davies Jeeps, which is down in Salem, Ohio. We bought those off of the guy for a few $100s. And right away we were rocking 33-inch tires. So we had those 33-inch tires on there for, I don't know, maybe 3 months. Then from there I decided to go up tire size, so we went to 35s. And we ran those 35s for 1 or 2 years, maybe 1.5 years. And we ended up having a axle seal leak within that first 2 years of ownership. So instead of doing the more logical thing, I decided to just completely tear the Jeep up and build it the way I want it. So from there, we ended up taking all the axles out, all the suspension out, put all new axles, well, junkyard axles under the Jeep, ran coilovers and a long arm kit. So let's do a quick little walk around of the Jeep. So the first thing you're gonna see is it has a Warn 12,000 pound Xeon winch. I decided to go with Warn because they are the industry standards. So I don't want to be out in the woods or out in the desert or wherever, and I need to use the winch and it breaks on me or fails on me. I've seen countless of other winches not work when you need them to work. So I knew I wanted to spend a little bit of extra money and get the top of the line winch. With the winch, it has the Evo 1/4 pounder front bumper, and also I have the Evo rock sliders. So I think the Evo rock sliders were the very first thing I put on the Jeep right when I got the 33-inch tires, because I knew I needed to protect the body. And I've had on previous Jeeps some body armor that I spent a decent amount on it, but it did not hold up. I have bashed these rock sliders on some pretty big rocks, and there is not a dent in them. They're just a little bit scratched up. So I would recommend to everybody to get those Evo rock sliders, or even if you can just build your own. Then from there, for the tire carrier, is once again an Evo tire carrier. It's a full cage and full corners. We are also running KMC beadlocks. They're 17-inch wheels wrapped around with Goodyear MTR tires. I really do like the tires. They grab, they grip. Now let's get into the meat and bones of the build. So I am running junkyard axles. The front is out of a 2005 F250. It is a Dana 60, and they have 538 gears in them and an ARB locker. The rear axle is a 14 bolt out of a 2003 Chevy 2500. And that is also 538 gears and ARB air lockers. For suspension, we have the Evo Manufacturing Pro system with the King coilovers. We also went with the PFC Hydro Assist, and that is a game changer. It's probably hands down my favorite upgrade I have, because there's nothing better than being up on the rocks and being able to still turn your tires effortlessly. So that's the one thing I would recommend anybody that goes up to 37s or bigger tires, is to get that hydraulic assist. PSC or whatever, it doesn't matter, just get it. It is a complete game changer. We also have the Evo Sport Cage. We want that, and then we have the Rock Hard 4x4 C-pillar brace. So that's a big game changer. The reason why we went with the Sport Cage is we were at one of the parks nearby, and we started sliding down a hill pretty quickly, and it got really, really sketchy on if we were gonna roll over or not, and I just had the regular stock OEM cage in there, and I don't trust it that much. So that's one of the bigger upgrades we did. So that's all I got for you guys for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And hopefully I'll see you guys out on trail one day. If you guys ever see me, just stop me and say hi or whatever. All right, thanks guys.